Hey guys, today we got a special guest at the warehouse, Jordan from Aion. Really excited to have him here. Super excited to catch up with him and hear what he has to say.
How have you been?
Yo, what's up, man? How's it going?
You.
Good to see you too, man.
Life been good?
Life's been awesome.
All right.
Excited to catch up.
Let's have some fun today.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, man, it's been a while. We haven't talked. Just curious about how you guys are doing, what's going on. Excited to hear about what's next. Let me have it, man.
It has been busy. It's been a whirlwind. We launched 16 months ago now, and when we first started working together, we were only 4 or 5 months old, so just barely out of our launch phase. And over the course of the last year, we have grown tremendously to the point where, as you guys have seen firsthand, we've been sold out of almost all of our product for the last couple months, and just finally getting it back on shore.
Yeah.
So, one, thank you guys for all that you've done to support us in that. Especially, I know we had hundreds and hundreds of back-ordered items that all went out last weekend. You guys, your whole crew worked double shifts Saturday and Sunday to get us caught up. You rearranged your fulfillment process to go by size to make it more efficient. So what you do for our business and for our customers, I can't thank you enough, and really grateful for the partnership and the support.
And likewise, I mean, you guys gave us a shot earlier on when we were so small. You guys walked in here, saw me and Dan. First impressions there. I'm anxious to like roll the film back on that and maybe talk about that in a minute, but you've given us a shot. We're really excited to be with you for your next phase of growth. We have this massive new warehouse coming online.
You're gonna need it.
I'm gonna need it. It's gonna handle the volume very well. The first time you met us, I can't even imagine what you're thinking. Like walking into this tiny little warehouse, you're like, oh my God, who are these guys? We have this going on. I believe you're in Texas at the time.
Yeah.
Fulfilling out of Texas. There was a crisis there. You guys walked in here in like a mini panic, I believe, at the time.
No, it was a full-blown panic. Yes. Existential crisis, which in an early phase startup, you have those like every other week.
Yeah.
But that was a really unique situation. So we had a business partner that was in Texas, naturally migrated to use their 3PL, and Texas is centrally located. We felt like that would be a good fit. And we were given a week notice from that 3PL that we had to move all of our product, which you would probably know better than I how many pallets it is. Let's call it 50 pallets worth of product.
I think it was over 100.
Okay, over 100 pallets. We had a week to move it before the landlord was locking it in. And so within a period of a week, we're like, okay, first geographically, where are we gonna go? And obviously being centrally located has its advantages, but then with me being located here, you being right up the road, it was like, okay, if having somebody that I feel like can grow with us will have the ability to support us, because we sell a premium product, so we make amazing weight vests and apparel. It's white glove service that we need from you. We've got a complicated return process and inspections that you do for us. It's heavy product. We sometimes will have very large orders go out, and so it's a complicated product to ship and warehouse.
It is.
And so we felt like having somebody that was local to Phoenix, where our leadership team was more important than where you were located in the country. And so when we walked into your office, we felt like, hey, we think at least initially they can get us up and going. And for me, I've been running businesses for 20 years now, and I recognize that things always feel good at the beginning, otherwise you don't jump into that sort of a relationship.
Yeah.
But the real testament is, how is that partner performing for you 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year down the road? And I can honestly say that you guys are exceeding my expectations more now than you even did at the beginning, and you onboarded us in a rush and kept us from hitting any hiccups. So when we sent a couple semis with all of our product, you guys were able to get them right back out the door within 48 hours so that we didn't miss those customer commitments. And it's all gone and beyond my wildest expectations as far as your guys' support goes. So thank you for that.
Wow, it's amazing to hear. It's like so nice to hear someone say that about your business. It's like very fulfilling, as we do put a lot of hard work and effort and energy in your account. It's really satisfying to me to be able to support somebody who gave us a shot so early on. So we have we're almost like indebted, sort of almost like extreme loyalty to you, and we're willing to do anything that it takes to make you guys successful. What I heard you say there a little bit was like the problem with the other 3PL was I heard a lot about like visibility issues. So like you guys had no idea what was going on there, what was happening with your product, how your product was being picked and packed.
Exactly. So it was more challenging. We were pretty good at hitting our 48-hour commitment to get product out the door. It wasn't to the level that you guys are performing, but it was okay. But we weren't seeing the same level of inspection and care when we were having returns. We weren't seeing the same level of execution when it came to the appearance. When you're selling a premium product, the unboxing experience, you can see from our box back here, like we spend a lot of money on our boxes, on our packaging. We've got inserts that go in it. We want that all to be perfect when it goes out the door. So that way the customer experience for the unboxing is just as good as it can possibly be. You guys help us hit those marks. We weren't getting that with the other 3PL.
Yeah, nice. Well, I think I had to send you a video after about a month about our return process, because I was like, knock, 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 Jordan, this is like a really lengthy process, because when your product comes back to us, it needs to be like extremely like inspected, sometimes cleaned in some sort of way, whether it's picking lint off it or what may have picked up in the postage, repackaging it, putting it back on the shelf as if it were brand new. So we take a lot of pride in that. I'm glad that we were able to work that out. That was a little hiccup at the beginning, but you know, like what was I'm really curious now that I kind of know you a little bit and we've been working together for about a year. You know, like what was your first impression of like me and Dan? And like me and Dan talked about this after, and we're like, I was like, God, I can only imagine when he sees this like tiny little Asian guy and like this big bald-headed white guy standing next to each other, these two characters. Like, I just was curious, like what you thought.
Okay, you guys had it first. Your location was incredibly proximate to my house. That was one of the biggest selling points. It's like 6 minutes up the road for fulfillment. I knew that if I had special requests or needs throughout the use of your company, that you guys could help me out with that and it'd be close to home. So that was really important. But as far as my first impressions, you guys had the requisite experience and you appeared to give a damn about what you were building and how you were trying to support the companies that used you. That was the most important to us. We felt like we could get where we needed to go if we had the right experience and then someone who cared on the backside of that. So that was why we chose you.
I've owned my own brands in e-com since 2014. And so earlier on in those years when we were shipping for our brands, obviously we're shipping it out of our house. Like one room in the house is inventory, the other room in the house is packaging. And we went from one order a week to like 40 orders a day. And the next thing you know, we're making multiple runs to the post office all day long, you know, just shipping and fulfilling. And we titled the name of this series Unfulfilled.
Okay.
So like the reason why we called it Unfulfilled was because someone asked me along your e-commerce journey, like what are some of the shortfalls and how do we fix those going forward? Well, I was like, I just felt really unfulfilled. And my partner looks at me and goes, that's it. That's the name of the series, Unfulfilled. And I was like, because that's exactly how I felt, you know? So I was unfulfilled because I was picking and packing orders out of my house all day. I didn't have time to do branding, marketing, and sales. I needed a 3PL.
Yeah.
So then my next experience, the next 2 or 3 years, is I moved all my product into a 3PL, kind of like what Aion did. And I felt completely vulnerable, right? At the time, there was no visibility. So I had no idea what was going on, like in the building. So the next thing I know, my customer care, like complaints start going through the roof. And all of a sudden, I start looking into the orders and the order rates, the order error rates, like started to skyrocket to like 3, 4, 5%. So yes, I may have freed myself up more time from filling during the daytime, but now I'm in a 3PL that's now making more errors. Another thing too, and it goes to like what you just said, it goes to exactly what you just said. When I first walked in that 3PL and further visits to like do what you do to us here all the time, like do like quality assurance visits, I always felt so cold. Like no one looked at me, no one paid attention to me, no one turned up and smiled at me, no one shook my hand. It was always like I felt like a bother when I was there. And that just always kind of rubbed me the wrong way, you know what I mean? And then the progression of like our evolution is, well, let's try FBA next. Let's go and ship with Amazon. Well, that was a whole nother can of worms that we like broke open, right? That was like, your product gets to their location, sits on the dock for 2 weeks before it makes the shelves, but you have back orders to go out. So you're sitting there knowing the product's on the dock, waiting for Amazon to take it and put it on the shelf.
Dealing with angry customer messages the whole time.
Nonstop.
Where's my product?
Nonstop. And with like Amazon, for instance, and the private 3PL wasn't great at this either, but with Amazon, there's no account rep. There's no one you can call or text. You have to put a ticket in that then 3 weeks later gets answered, and by that time the problem is already set sail. You know what I mean? It's already like or blown up to some giant wildfire. You know what I mean? So like I had that issue there, and then like you can't do site visits at Amazon, and you can't like the billing. Let's talk about the billing for a second. So because your billing is kind of hard. It's a little complex. You have a lot of unique stuff that goes on. You have unique shipments that go to different people and influencers and brands every month, and that takes some coordinating and massaging on Dan's end. I see that. I have to meet with him at the end of every month to kind of square everything up. But like for Amazon, like you would just get mailed this invoice, and there'd be just line items of stuff on there that you don't even recognize. Like, what is a receiving expedition check? Like just weird stuff, and there was like no visibility there with pricing. So going back to like how I felt before I started a fulfillment center and said, I'm gonna fix all these problems with fulfillment, is like I really felt unfulfilled, truly. And I know there are other brands and other people like you just described using fulfillment in Texas that are feeling the same way. So our goal here is to like resonate with those people, to let them know that I actually care, that when you walk in our building, like you're going to get a warm welcome, that we are going to give a shit about every single order. We know that your customer's waiting on the other side of that order that they placed, and we know they're waiting, and that your brand's reputation counts on the fact that they get that order in a timely manner and it's correct. So that's my soapbox for the whole unfulfilled thing. But I think that kind of resonates a lot with what you were just embodying right there when you were talking to me.
It does. So not just abnormal orders or unique stuff, but we've had to send quite a lot of stuff internationally as of late, and that's been a new request. That's become much more challenging with the new tariffs, because getting stuff through customs, having the appropriate accounts in place. I used to be able to send stuff internationally, and now FedEx, UPS, DHL have that all on lockdown. You guys have really helped me with that, which is outside the box. And when it comes to invoicing, it's really simple and transparent. We have a list of pricing for literally every function that you perform for us, from pick, pack to different SKUs that we have. And so we get itemized invoice for that. And then we also have the postage, which gets billed separately. We do bi-monthly invoicing from you at this point. And everything's been right in line with where it's supposed to be, from the quantities that we're able to check for what is going out the door and what's coming back in. So haven't had any issues there. I did want to ask, you mentioned briefly about customers receiving the wrong stuff with your prior 3PL. I don't know what the rate is with Aion for you guys having errors on that, because it hasn't come across my desk, because it's not an issue at all. Can you explain your process to ensure that you have error-proof shipping, that the customer gets exactly what they order?
Thanks for that question. We just switched roles. It's perfect. So yeah, that's something I'm actually like really excited to talk about. It's something that kind of lights me up. It's something I'm excited about. The way we're doing it now, and the way that we ensure that there are no errors, is it's a two-stage pick pack process. So the first thing we do is we gather up the items for the order, and those items get scanned into a screen. The screen turns green, very simply, when it's good to go.
I like simple.
If it scans red, find another item, you've got the wrong SKU. So first checkpoint is there. The second checkpoint is when it gets to the pack station, where it actually goes into that box. The box gets folded, taped, and stamped. It has to be rescanned again, and the screen goes green or red again at that moment. You know whether or not that person has either got the right item or mistakenly put the wrong item. Now, where we're going, which I haven't even told you about this yet, which I'm super excited about. But wait, it gets better. This is the most exciting thing ever. So we're going to be employing a camera system that goes over the pack station.
All right.
You are going to have a timestamp video of every single order that leaves our desk.
So you mean I can log in and watch this if I want to go to sleep instead of counting sheep?
You could watch this instead of watching another episode of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yes. We're really excited about that, because not only does it give us a record of what happens on that table, but now it gives you, back to the transparency question, the ultimate transparency to what's happening here. You never have to wonder about what Value Fulfillment is doing or whatever. The second piece to that, which is the super exciting piece, is it also has AI capabilities. So the second version, which we're going to be launching, is the camera is going to be able to actually recognize what's on the table and then tell the operator whether or not what they've got is right or wrong. They no longer need to click it anymore. So it completely eliminates a misclick. So, or the clicker or the scanner being down. The AI actually recognizes what's on the table and says, yes, you've got one boardroom vest large, extra large. It understands that, right, makes the screen green, takes a video camera of what we just did, a video camera recording of what we just did, stores it in the cloud for you. You can go and access it anytime.
That sounds amazing. So if I want to pull up a specific order to verify that it was in the customer's box, I can actually search by order number? Do I have that level of granularity?
By order number.
Wow.
You just type in the order number in the search bar. It brings up the video, probably be about a minute or two long, and you can see exactly what in the box. It's going to work really well for returns and exchanges. Customer says, I got X, you're like, nope, we actually packed the right thing. And yes, it did make it on the box, and yes, it does have the right postage label on it, because we can zoom in on that information.
It's amazing comfort just knowing that, not just that we're getting what we're paying for, but that our customers are getting what they're paying for is really what matters most to us. So thank you for taking those steps.
You're welcome. And that also goes back to like when I was an e-com founder, and like my customer care, like complaints started going through the roof. Like the last thing you want to do is offload one thing like fulfillment, but now take on more hours in customer care and managing your Google reviews. Nothing will kill a brand reputation more than customers going online, leaving a bad review. So it was like give one, take another. It was like a weird.
You didn't gain anything.
I didn't gain anything, right? So I'm really glad to hear that. We think that our technology in the new building is going to set us apart from other 3PLs. We're most excited about that. We think that's going to give us an edge. We are trying to just light up brand founders like yourself in a way that they wouldn't even imagine shipping anywhere else, and that's our goal every day.
I haven't imagined it since I met you. So
thanks, dude. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so much. It was a good time.